I truly want a trial because I want a bloodbath talaga.
To clarify, I think many misunderstood the word bloodbath.
Ikinatuwa ng kampo ni Vice President Sara Duterte ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema na harangin ang impeachment trial laban sa kanya.
Let's talk a bit about the impeachment of Sara Duterte na dinesisyonan ng Supreme Court na unconstitutional. But we're not going to get into the details of the SC decision which many people and sectors deem controversial. Bakit nga ba controversial? Pupunta tayo dyan. Alam nyo na siguro na the reason why the impeachment complaint against VP Sara was declared unconstitutional is primarily because it violated the constitutional one-year rule. Itong one-year rule na ito ay nagbabawal ng multiple o maraming impeachment proceedings laban sa isang opisyal sa loob ng isang taon.
The Supreme Court has ruled that the House impeachment complaint versus VP Sara Duterte is barred by the one-year rule and that due process or fairness applies during all stages of the impeachment process. I quote, "Our fundamental law is clear. The end does not justify the means."
Matatanda ang 4 na impeachment proceedings ang na-file laban sa Vice Presidente. The first was the complaint filed on December 2nd, 2024 by various citizen groups. The second was filed on December 4th, 2024, also by citizen groups. The third was on December 19th, 2024, again by citizen groups, with no specific names provided. And the last one, the fourth, was filed on February 5th, 2025. This was endorsed by 215 members of the House of Representatives. Inaakusahan si Sara ng misuse of public funds, amassing unusual wealth, threatening to kill the President Ferdinand Marcos, the First Lady, and the House Speaker, along with allegations like graft, corruption, sedition, terrorism, and supporting her father's drug war.
Having been filed by more than 1/3 of the membership of the House, or a total of 215 members, is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is so directed. The session is suspended.
As expected, maraming nagulat sa desisyong ito ng Supreme Court.
Nadidisturb yung kaluluwa ko. Nakakadismaya talaga na may lumabas talagang ganong desisyon na hinahadlangan yung pagganap ng Senado ng tungkulin na solo sa amin.
Subalit kami ay lubos na nababahala matapos naming matanggap at mabasa ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema kung saan pinawalang bisa ang impeachment complaint na isinampa noong 5 ng Pebrero 2025 laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ang Kamara, matapos ang masusing pag-aaral, ay maghahain ng motion for reconsideration dahil ang desisyon na nagsasabing ang Articles of Impeachment ay ipinadala sa Senado ay barred or unconstitutional.
Pero marami rin ang natuwa, kagaya ng mga DDS at mga kaalyado ni Sara Duterte. Yung mga nadismaya, they pointed out the fact that former President Rodrigo Duterte appointed 12 out of 15 justices of the Supreme Court. Yung mga kaalyado naman ng mga Duterte, kagaya ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, sinabing respetuhin daw ang unanimous desisyon ng Korte Suprema.
I want to completely make it clear, we are for accountability, we are for process. Ang dami-daming public officials na dapat i-hold accountable. Actually, walang exemption dyan, lahat kami. Yung accountability ay napaka-importante, hindi natin binubura yan.
Now that we've laid down the facts, what happened to the impeachment, and the reactions of both sides, let's get to the main gist of this commentary. Our reaction? No, we're not surprised. But the question is, what does this decision by the Supreme Court mean? And how does it reflect the current dynamics of our politics and judiciary? So, bakit hindi tayo nasurpresa? Una sa lahat, yung katotohanang hawak pa rin ni Duterte ang ating Korte Suprema. As stated earlier, 12 of 15 justices of the High Court were appointed by Duterte, including his midnight appointee na si Justice Maria Filomena Singh. What Duterte did maybe politically improper, pero may nagsasabing legal naman daw. But he should have respected the incoming administration because he appointed Singh, who took her oath on May 18, 2022, just a few days after the 2022 elections. Siyempre, yung mga kaalyado ng mga Duterte kagaya ng ever-loyal na si Cayetano, binabanatan yung mga kritiko ng Supreme Court. Pangalawa, the Dutertes, their allies, and especially former President Rodrigo kept on boasting about the Supreme Court. Kung may reklamo ka, Supreme Court. They kept mentioning the Supreme Court apart from the AFP or military as if sure na sure sila na these two institutions are on their side.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte called for military and police intervention to protect the Constitution amid what he described as a fractured government. But he stopped short of calling for a coup d'etat.
Naglaro ng brigade to fracture the government. It is only the military controlled. Hanggang kailan kayo magsuporta ng drug addict na presidente? File the case in court.
Mr. Chair.
Problema, nandiyan ang korte.
Noong 2023, maaalala ninyong ilang beses in-incite ni Digongyo ang military at ilang beses din niyang pinagyabang ang Korte Suprema. Noong naaresto siya noong Marso 12 ng ICC, he and his lawyers and supporters invoked the Supreme Court many times. In fact, yung mga lawyers niya had the audacity to proliferate fake news na naglabas na raw agad-agad ang Korte Suprema ng TRO para pigilan ang paglipad ni Duterte sa The Hague. So, hindi natin masisisi ang taumbayan kung isipin nilang may bias ang korte.
Marami po kaming disturbing questions tungkol sa desisyong iyon. Halimbawa, kumpara sa sinabi na dati ng Korte Suprema, bakit nila sasabihin na labag yung one-year bar rule? Samantalang sa pagkaalam at intindi namin, iisa lang namang complaint ang inaksyonan ng House at tinransmit sa amin sa Senado para upuan yan na impeachment trial court.
Sa Amerika, halimbawa, pinag-aagawan ang impluensya sa kanilang Supreme Court. Both the Democrats and Republicans know their future and that of the country lies in the Supreme Court. Kaya sobrang galit ng mga Democrats kay Trump kasi 3 sa 9 na justices ay appointee niya. Sobrang madugo ang pag-appoint sa Amerika ng Supreme Court Justice. Isa sa pinakamadugo ay ang appointment ni Justice Clarence Thomas at ni Brett Kavanaugh. Out of the blue, nagpalabas ng mga fake witnesses ang Democrats, mga babaeng falsely accusing their appointees of sexual and other crimes. Ganyan kadugo at katoxic pagdating sa pag-a-appoint ng justice sa Supreme Court sa Amerika.
If they're gonna kill me, they're gonna kill me.
So you'd still like to serve on the Supreme Court?
I'd rather die than withdraw from the process. Not for the purpose of serving on the Supreme Court, but for the purpose of not being driven out of this process. I would not be scared. I don't like bullies. I've never run from bullies. I never cry uncle, and I'm not gonna cry uncle today whether I want to be on the Supreme Court or not.
So, ano ang implikasyon at ibig sabihin ng desisyon na to ng korte? It all means the waters have been tested. Tama ang naging desisyon, kung desisyon man ito, ng Marcos administrasyon na isurrender si Duterte sa ICC. Just imagine if Duterte was charged and arrested here in the Philippines. Hawak ng mga Duterte ang ibang levers of the government at matindi pa rin ang impluensya nila sa ating judiciary. The only way to go to make Digongyo accountable is through the ICC.
Young Rodrigo Roa Duterte. That's my first middle name is Roa. His surname is Duterte.
As for Sara's impeachment, they can try again next year. And this time, make sure the complaint and the process are bulletproof para walang dahilan ang korte para ibasura na naman ito. Better luck next time, ika nga nila. President Marcos is expected to appoint 2 new justices with upcoming vacancies before 2028, so there's hope. Congress can try another round next year, but as always, expect the unexpected.
If you talk to lawyers, they call it extraordinary rendition. But for a family member like me, that's kidnapping. That's forcibly taking my father to another country and illegally arresting him. So that's clearly kidnapping. Yes.
The other method to make Sara Duterte accountable? The ICC, the ever-present sword of Damocles hanging over the head of the Davao political powerhouse. Remember, Arturo Las Cañas said he added Sara's name in his supplemental affidavit to the ICC as one of those most responsible for the bloody drug war in Davao City.
Pagka-korte sa Pilipinas, walang mangyayari diyan. Katulad din sa ginawa ni Mayor Duterte sa Davao City. Bakit may nag-imbestiga ba sa kanyang bugos na drug war? Walang hustisya sa Pilipinas except in ICC. Na vulgar na ginahimo ninyo to, sabi ni Mayor Inday. Vulgar na daw, samok daw pirmi ang media. So, nakapag-isip ngayon si Sara na i-abduct na lang ang mga target personalities sa kanyang illegal drug campaign, separate sa style ng kanyang tatay na riding in tandem. Ang kang Sara, kaya na-invento ni Bato de la Rosa ang tokhang, meaning tok-tok hangyo. Pag nadala ang target, i-abduct ito at ilibing sa Laon Quarry. Ito ang ebidensya ko po nung nag-instruction sa akin, kasama ko si SPO4 Sunny Benaventura, mismo si Mayor Sara Duterte, na ayaw na nagamitan ninyo ang POSIL nga style sa binisaya niyang instruction sa amin.
Senator Bato de la Rosa could be next to be arrested. Let's just wait and see. A lot can happen before 2028.